Varun Dhawan saying, you know, tera dhyan kidhar hai, tera hero idhar hai. He's not an item boy.
No.
But when you have a Katrina Kaif saying gale lag ja, she's an item girl.
Yes.
When I have women come to me telling me, I don't know how to dance at a party, but I am a confident person. How can I dance confidently?
Men who are working out.
Shirtless.
Shirtless. You know, and does anyone say anything?
Not at all.
But when you see a woman who's
In a sports
doing,
bra,
or,
like we were dancing that
yes,
day,
and
I had
you'll have-
comments. I
yeah,
had
that
comments.
you know-
I can do some filmy nautanki on screen and you go, hi, क्या कर रही है मतलब बुद्धू लड़की है, silly लड़की है, you know, it's all right. Because if my silliness makes you smile, I've done something right. So I feel good.
I was learning Kathak with Manjari Chaturvedi, who's a Sufi Kathak performer. You know, these are normal body parts which everybody has.
Yeah.
So why are we always trying to cover up or put a chunni on top of us? Do you see men buttoning up? I mean, our parents telling their boys.
They walk like this.
Sina
They
Tan
walk
is
like this.
something to be proud of.
Hospitalized. I couldn't dance. What I love doing the most, I couldn't do for the most part of 3 months. So
For a flat stomach.
For a flat stomach. Why are they staring at my shoulder? It's a shoulder. Get over it. You know what I'm saying?
Lust and, you know, you're looking at somebody, rather than look at the art form, look at their performance, look at the skill, look at the discipline which goes into all this. Hi and welcome to Reset by Preeti Chandra. As you know, we have different guests of different age groups, men and women, different stages of their life, sharing their journeys with us, sharing their experiences with us. And today I have a very interesting person in my studio. It's Megha, who's called the dancing soul and the artist. And without any delay, I would like to introduce you to Megha. Hi Megha, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing very well. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. So excited to talk to you.
So whoever follows me knows that Megha is somebody I have been learning dance with. And, you know, she's a friend and I enjoy dancing with her. And it's more of a hobby for me. And it was such a lovely experience that I thought I'll talk about this journey of yours. Yeah. So Megha, tell me something about yourself. How did you come to the stage of being what you are today?
So in childhood, as a lot of girls love dancing, I always loved dancing. I would be dancing in all the videos, if you look back at our family videos. Started learning Kathak very early on, as you know. Mothers will put their daughters in Bharatnatyam and Kathak.
So you learned Kathak?
Yes. So I started learning Kathak in elementary school. Then we moved to Michigan and continued learning. And then I actually felt I was more in touch with Bollywood music because when you leave India and you're in your middle school years and you're missing home, you're watching all these movies in the US, you know, and missing your home, missing your nani dadi. So I found myself listening to Chaya Chaya, you know, all the time with my siblings.
Yeah.
And we would have these cultural programs in the community with a few of the Indian families. And I would always be excited कि चलो dance करना ही है ना, मतलब दिवाली है, you know, इसका birthday है, उसका birthday है. And as parents love to show off their children, you know, I would myself go and say कि मैं तो जी dance करती हूँ and I would love to show you a performance.
So tell me something, were your parents very excited जब ये जो शौक था and suddenly you said नहीं मेरे को ये करना ही करना है.
So it was very much so कि बेटा dance is not a career. Dance in itself is not a career. You are a performer. You love dancing at weddings. You love dancing at your school events. You know, I became Miss Fresher in college. That again was another, you know, nice reality check. You know, dance is a talent. It's a form of art. You know, appreciate it as much as you would appreciate, you know, a visual art like this.
Right.
So it is theatrical. It is full of
especially
fun and
Bollywood dance.
Absolutely.
Somehow people look down upon it a little bit. You're going and watching movies in the picture halls.
It's what you want for your entertainment.
Right.
You know.
Then.
So growing up, I've always loved dancing. But again, you know, to consider it as a career because it's such a fine art, you have to really have the finesse and that aura and confidence and that skill which only comes from training.
Right.
Then I joined Shamak and I wanted to be a part of their troupe, but my family somehow felt otherwise and felt, you know, artist ho. I still do art today and I love it absolutely. But ab art hi karo. Dance ko ek hobby rehne do.
They didn't want to put dance in the category of
dance couldn't
art.
ever become
Oh
primary.
my God, yes.
So
yes,
I always
yes, I can
felt,
imagine, yeah.
I always felt, you know, for the lack of a better word, demotivated to pursue it further. But main dheet. And I continued, and I kept doing all these, free sessions online on YouTube and Kathak. Again, my guru Anamika, shout out to you, learned so much of grace from her. All my grace finesse has come from her. So, putting the two and two together, I think I started teaching on the weekends as a hobby. And I told my family that let it be a side income. Art hai, I was also teaching at a nursery school to gain some experience as a teacher. So I felt like, let it kind of just happen organically. And maybe when they start seeing that, what people want to learn, people want to be more confident. When I have women come to me, telling me, I don't know how to dance at a party, but I am a confident person. How can I dance confidently? So these are the little steps I took to sort of put my dance out there for the world. Yeah.
Because it's funny you said that, because I remember when I came to dance with you, and I think we have so many blockages in our,
which we set for ourselves.
We set for ourselves, and we are so conscious. And it was so freeing, because you didn't have any of those blockages. And in fact, you were telling me,
let go, just let go,
why you're not
open
opening up,
Absolutely.
and why you're not. And so I felt you were a real alpha in your dance. Are you the same alpha in your private life also?
Not so much. I think it's an alter ego. When I'm performing, I have an alter ego. And I have a different sense of confidence in me. When the music is on, I'm somebody else. Whether there's one person watching me or 89. I'm somebody else when the music comes on. I switch into the character. See, now dance has its own aura for every song, every occasion. We celebrate, we have dance. We mourn, we don't have dance. But when we watch a sad song in a movie, there are tears, there is expression, right? So I feel I am able to adapt to the character as per the music and as per the audience soul.
So you look at dance as an expression of your inner self.
Absolutely.
You and I think it's the way you're able to
let go.
I mean, I would say that I was surprised that in your age also, and in your stage also, you have to be restricted by, what the norms of society are, or what the opinions of people are in terms of ये ठीक career है या ये ठीक career नहीं है.
Yeah, and they want to pick and choose for you. When it comes to the songs, they want to pick and choose for you. I remember last year also I performed in the community where we live, and I was told ki, be careful of the song you're choosing. Now I want to talk a little bit about why do we say item girl Gana?
Yeah,
and when we have a Varun Dhawan saying, तेरा ध्यान किधर है, तेरा हीरो इधर है. He's not an item boy.
No.
But when you have a Katrina Kaif saying gale lag ja, she's an item girl.
Yeah.
So, that is something I deal with as a young woman today. And it comes in the way, I'm not going to lie. It does put you down a little bit. But you know what? You say, this is me. And no matter how much skin I'm going to show, and no matter how bold you think my steps are going to be, if I am graceful and I maintain my demeanor according to the dance, then
I mean, I don't understand why you see men who are working out
shirtless
and does anyone say anything?
Not at all.
But when you see a woman who's
in a sports bra, like we were dancing that
yes,
day, I had comments.
That why isn't that there's no vulgarity in that, there's only grace, and it's the way, like you said, the demeanor,
it's the way you move.
So why are women still objectified? That is something which I find a bit shocking.
Absolutely.
That even in today's day and age, I mean, I can understand that when I was 20 something, I mean, first and foremost, I'll tell you something. The funny thing is, I think at least you guys have come a long way. I finished my education when I was, say, 19. I did my master's by then. And of course, I chose the respectable finance career because I didn't dare to,
think otherwise,
or to even think otherwise that, I should follow my passions and maybe study art or fashion or anything of that kind. And so I must tell you, things have moved. It's not like things haven't moved since then. And then after that, I got married very early at the age of 21. I got married, had my children before you also, like at what age you are now. I had both my kids by that age. So there's so much more I could have done.
Yeah. Looking back, you feel you could have.
I could have. Now
made different choices. Yeah.
You see, when I see your generation, I feel. But the mindset of people is still the same.
It's still the same. I would say even in some ways worse, because now
Hmm.
we have the opportunity to do otherwise,
Hmm.
to speak otherwise,
Hmm.
and to take different actions
See, that's why I
towards.
have
But
this reset and I have people like you come on it, because I want to educate everybody around here. I want to educate parents. I want to educate girls your age also, that it's okay to have a different choice, and it's okay to stand by what you want. You have to follow your passion.
absolutely,
I mean, it's fine. So it's not even your age actually. If I decide to take up dance today, and if I decide to do it professionally, I think we have that freedom and we have that
we
right
have
to do it.
all the platforms
you know
required.
I'll tell you, it's so funny because when I was dancing with you, people thought I've started a full-fledged dancing class. First and foremost, it was just, we were deciding to do a little play around a little bit and have some fun, because I love dancing too.
Yeah.
And I've always thought it was very difficult to learn dancing. And then when I was with you, it's all about your teacher and how you guided me, and you made it look so bloody simple. But so I had a lot of my friends like, अच्छा योगा तो ठीक है, वो भी ठीक है,
But
but
dance
ये क्या हो
क्यों?
गया,
आपको कौन सा, I hear this,
हाँ, then
आपको कौन सा आईफा में perform करना
yeah, that
है?
what is this? So people feel that you would only have to learn dance
For
for a wedding,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
or if you have to perform somewhere. I mean, why can't we learn dance as a skill just for our own selves? Do you know they say that if you dance, you can burn away all your karmas?
Burn away your karmas,
You
burn
can
away your
even
calories. I mean, there are no, of
karmas
course
and
there are. Yeah, I
calories.
love that, because
Yeah.
there are so many benefits of dance. We talk about not just entertainment, not just inner happiness. Dance has cured depression.
Correct.
Dance has solved problems in a time frame of 1 hour. You will be sitting with endorphins and smile, right? So
Absolutely.
that is the charm. It's a form of exercise. It can bond a partner, it can bond
Yes,
friends,
yes.
it can force
So
you to
much of
learn
fun we
group
had dancing.
skills. Yeah,
It's a
yeah, of
soul
course.
connection.
Soul connection. If you're doing a group performance, you learn
Yeah.
coordination, cognitive
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah.
So there's a lot happening.
And I'll tell you also one more thing. Now, for example, Salma Hayek, okay, the actress,
Yeah,
the
of
Hollywood
course.
actress, says
Yeah.
every morning she gets up, she puts on music, and she dances.
Yes.
And then she steps
That's
out
your
in this
solo
world.
party.
Okay,
Getting
then
in
she
the
steps
zone.
out in the world. You also told me the other day, before we start the steps,
You have to get in
let
the
me get
groove.
into the groove.
Let's get in the groove.
Let's
you
get
know.
into the groove.
Get
Just
your
put on
body
music
moving.
and let's just go wild first, and then we'll do the steps.
And then we'll start.
So
Setting the tone.
It sets
Setting
the
the tone.
tone. You know why?
Yeah.
It uplifts you.
Absolutely.
So if dance uplifts you so much, why is it so looked down upon?
And suppressed. Don't
Tell
talk
me
about
whether
your
it
dance all the
was,
time.
there was a time I was learning Kathak with Manjari Chaturvedi, who's a Sufi Kathak performer. Even today, with all the exposure, people are obsessed with Bollywood.
It's like, shh, shh, hush, hush.
Why
It's a
why
very
is it
hush-hush
still?
situation.
So what is your opinion? Like people, your friends and everyone else,
It invigorates me a little bit. Yeah.
why is it looked down upon by people still?
You can see me, I'm
But
just
tell me something,
phasing out.
it only,
upsets
is
me.
it only the parents and the uncles and the aunties?
Absolutely not. And great question.
Yeah.
I have girls of my classmates.
I mean, they said,
coming.
why didn't you
And
went to American school?
American Embassy School, where you have people from all over the
No,
world.
no. So you
It's an
went
international
to
school.
a proper college. So why did you not choose to do economics, or why did you not choose to do anything else? But why dance? So
I
did you
may
get
not-
that from your age group also?
So I may not have had the complete courage, I feel, and I say no regrets, but yes, maybe somewhere I regret not really standing up for the fact that I want to be a dancer and a dancer only, and everything else will be secondary, and dance will not be secondary.
You mean you
And
did
there's
study
still
all
time.
that?
Yeah, there is still time, of course, hopefully. But I still feel, like you're saying, like, so I've had classmates who have come to me and say, I feel like it's a bit showy. I think your outfit could have been better. If the outfit is according to them, the steps are very bold. Your body language is too sensuous. And what's wrong with that?
I just feel everybody has an opinion
Yes.
when they're not doing the same thing.
Unsolicited advice.
Yes. What happens is, no one has a right to tell anyone how to do anything unless they have done it themselves.
Yes.
And each to their own.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But
It's a very
everybody,
personal
but
choice.
I have noticed most of the opinions come from those people who don't have the balls or the gall to follow their own free will. A lot of people have are going through life suffocated, living lives which they don't identify with. So I think it's kudos to you that at an early stage in life, you decided to, coming from a conservative family and having typical Punjabi parents
Yes, yes.
and who would ideally just want you to study economics and get married at the right age.
Yeah.
You said, "Nay, I want to do dance."
Absolutely.
tell
I
me-
want to continue.
But
And-
first tell me, how have you ever had like interactions with your parents where they would want to counsel you, or what is it
We've
been
had
like?
proper sit-down conversations wherein I was made to probably have a second look at my Instagram videos and say, "Beta, this is not looking appropriate.
Kuch farak pada?
Beta, this song not exactly, but I did take some of them down. I did take some of them down because it's like what,
Win some, you lose some.
win some, you lose some, and
Correct.
out of respect.
For your
But
parents.
somewhere you have to have the boundary and you have to stand up and you have to say, I respect your opinion, but it's hurtful to me. Certain things are hurtful.
But do you
to me
think
because
it took you
it's
some
close to
time
my
to develop
heart. Dance
something
is
like
close
that?
to my heart. Absolutely, I think it took me years. It took
Before?
me years to be able to say this is close to my heart and this is what brings me joy.
So what were you doing pehle? You were hiding it, or you were not expressing?
I was not hiding it. I have had a public Instagram account, since college.
I mean, I remember
And,
I remember you modeled for me when I was designing clothes. This was about I think 7, 8, 10 years ago. And
even then I loved
the
camera, the dance.
But I didn't know
everything.
you were so much into dancing at that time, and I didn't know that was really
So I wouldn't talk
something
about it as much.
Yes, you were. It was not a passion of yours which you really spoke about.
Absolutely.
It's only recently when I noticed, one of your Instagram reels where I saw you perform, and I always heard that yes, you were training, you were a fitness trainer, and you were also teaching people dance. And then when I saw one of your Instagram reels, I said, "My God, this girl dances from her heart." I mean, it's when you express yourself like that. It's obviously, and there are steps you've made up along the way, you told me.
Yes, most of them are spontaneous. Right. So when I can really relate to a song's feeling, whether it's the lyrics, whether it's, the journey, I'm maybe at that point in time in life, I may be in that journey and I may resonate with the song. And I know the song, uska, har beat mujhe yaad hai, I remember. And I don't need anything. So
is dancing a form of meditation for you?
It, actually is.
It is. I can imagine. Why I'm saying that is, I'll tell you when.
It brings me home.
I'll tell you when, and it's beautiful because when something is your true passion, like when I used to design for me, and at the same time painting. I've always painted. I've done murals. Not many people know about it because in those days there was not much social media. And now when somebody sees me sketch, they think, "Oh, you know how to sketch."
Oh, lovely.
Well, buddy, I know how to paint huge murals and miniatures and a lot of stuff which a lot of people don't know. But when I used to do that, I get lost.
You get lost in it.
I get lost. I can go the whole day without eating, drinking. I mean, nothing else matters to me when I used to start painting. Or when I was designing clothes, I remember I used to have things scattered out all over.
Same, my costumes, my props. It's a creative flow.
And I'll tell you, and that is a form of meditation.
It is.
You see, meditation is when the divine energy is flowing right through you. And it flows, you allow it to flow through you. And that is the beauty of creation. That's why we are here, so that we allow it. Most people block it. They block it because of societal pressure. They block it because of parents' pressure. But if you are allowing it, and this is the message I want to give out to a lot of people, that yes, we all come from conservative backgrounds. We all have, opposition from people and everybody's opinions. But how you stood up to it and how you have, stuck to it, and if you look at the beauty of aspect of it, it is wonderful.
It is. It is. I feel like if you can hold someone's attention for more than 5 seconds, I feel like I've achieved something.
So you were
counseled. And I say that not
it.
For validation. And I say that not for validation. But if I can make an impact, if I can make you smile through one reel of 18 seconds, or if I can do some filmy nautanki on the screen and you go, "Hi, kya kar rahi hai?" Matlab, बुद्धू लड़की है, silly लड़की है, it's all right. Because if my silliness makes you smile, I've done something right. So I feel good. I don't feel bad anymore. I used to get all this, "Hi, क्या है ये 90s के गाने मेघा? Trending गाना करो ना, trending audio करो." If I'll do 8 trending audios, you'll definitely see 2 songs that will be, a throwback. And I'm anyway a 90s child. I love 90s, 80s, 90s songs. But if that, and I say this because if that has any impact, and if that reminds you of your loved one, or a moment, a sweet, dance in the rain, anything, I've done something right.
I think music is something which is very close to all our hearts. And it can uplift you. It can make you a little sad also sometimes.
It can. It
Because
can. That's
music,
also important. It's important to feel sad sometimes.
it's important to feel,
Feel your
period.
emotions. Yeah.
You know, feel it, and then uske baad move forward.
And then move forward. Don't keep feeling for too long. Feel it, dance it off, shake it off.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
just.
So Megha, tell me something. You said you're not much of an alpha in real life,
Not as much.
and
Not as
your real
much.
personality comes out when you are dancing.
My complete
I mean,
personality.
I
comes
have
out
myself
when I
seen it. You
dance.
know, I've interacted. I've had lunches with you. I've spent time with you. We were together on New Year.
Yeah.
And
When I was dancing,
when you
remember
were
when we were
dancing, you were
dancing on New
somebody
Year's?
else.
Oh my God.
I mean, you're
That was
dancing, you were somebody else. Otherwise, you were this very shy,
Yeah.
conservative person. And
Yeah.
why these two different
I was
personalities?
so shy.
You know?
You know, so I'll tell you something. I feel like nobody can say a thing to me because I'm dancing. I am who I am. And like I said, it depends on the vibe, it depends on the song, depends on the company. Of course, like we enjoy each other's company. So I am my free self with you. But no matter the stage, you know, when I start dancing, that's my stage.
You know, for example,
And I'm set free when
we
I'm
were
dancing.
walking the other day, and you were very conscious about, you know, how you said,
Yeah, I
"Is it
become
okay?
aware, you
Was I
know, if
zipped
I'm-
up? Was I this? You know,
Yeah.
is this part of my body showing?"
I become more aware.
Why
I
are you so
feel-
body conscious when you were,
When-
you know, but when you're dancing,
Yeah.
you
So
have no
when-
idea.
so-
You're all there expressing yourself.
So being more conscious of, for instance, the amount of skin I may be showing. So right now, if I'll have 8 people give me a look at my shoulder, I'm going to not probably cover it up, but I'm going to give it a thought and I'm going to say, why are they staring at my shoulder? It's a shoulder. Get over it. You know what I'm saying? When I'm dancing and I'm wearing, and I've worn revealing outfits like you've seen my Instagram, I know I'm getting all the looks. When I'm performing, I know I'm getting all
But
the
then
looks.
what
Probably
is this? Where
because
does this stem from? Some kind of insecurity? From where does it come?
This stems from, I think, always hearing the fact that costume kya hai? Sabse pehle. Choreography jao, Gana jao, location jao.
So basically,
Pehle talk
everybody
about your
asking
costume.
you, why are you wearing this? Or ye, or normally also, I feel in life.
Day to day, I think, you know.
in our upbringing, girls are taught this. You
Yeah.
know, talk softly,
Yeah.
look down, don't
And
look at
it's
that guy.
Dheere
I mean,
haso. So, you know, these are things we're constantly trying to battle, I feel, as dancers, especially, but even as young girls, I feel, you know, in our age.
I mean,
there
even
are
if you're
many
sitting, you're
who
pulling
are-
your skirt down somebody. I
Yeah.
see
Oh,
a lot of people.
I've now stopped doing that. I've
Yeah.
given that up completely. But, you know, I've been there. I've been
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And sometimes
No,
while
you've
dancing...
been there. I see some women even now very conscious about their, you know, these are normal body parts which everybody has.
Yeah.
So why are we always trying to cover up or put a chunni on top of us? Do you see
Yeah.
men buttoning up? I mean, our parents telling
never.
their
They
boys,
They walk like this.
Sina
They
Tan
walk
is
like this.
something to be proud of.
And you know, you're talking about the button wala thing. So, you know, I've been out there and sometimes, you know, you don't have a day where you're putting an outfit together and you just pick up the first t-shirt and pair of jeans, you know, like, chalo, I have to run some errands. I have gotten just as many stares as I have gotten when I'm showing more skin. So I completely disagree with the fact
You
that
mean people are very
skin
judgmental?
in any case, आप कुछ भी पहनो, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना, right? And fortunately or unfortunately, costume design is a huge part of any performance. I remember Shamak performances, we used to have all the glitz and all these, you know, mini skirts with all this, you know, my costume would come home.
But
and I would...
Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, what was that song where she's wearing that red outfit? I mean, there
Yeah,
you are
my Sonia.
appreciating,
You're appreciating. Yeah, because she's
Bollywood,
a star, you know. She's glamour.
And you all
So
want
it's
to ape
very-
Bollywood, but when somebody in real life is trying to express themselves,
the same sentiment.
why is clothes and all that given so much of negative
importance? And I feel focus on
the
art form and
Correct.
focus on
Yeah.
the expression there.
And why is there so much of lust and you know, you're looking at somebody rather than look at the art form, look at their performance, look at the skill, look at the discipline which goes into all this.
I think we have to have much more appreciation for artists. I say that even for singers, they have put themselves through rigorous training, you know, sleepless nights. And I feel any career has that, but I feel what you really put your body through is torture. I have had scrapes on my feet. I have had torn calluses.
Correct, yes.
You know, and you've learned Kathak, you know how it goes.
Yes.
And muscle pulls and whatnot. But you know, it's the passion that keeps you going. And it's
Also
the
one thing
addictive
which
feeling
reminded
that
me
keeps
when you
you
said
going
Kathak
back.
and dance, it keeps you in the present moment.
It does.
I remember when I was,
grounds
you know, when I was learning Kathak, you can't mess up your steps.
You can't.
And, you know, we used to learn in a group and you can't do the wrong thing. You'll collide into each other. So dance is another form which keeps you in the present moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Megha, tell me something. You were telling me something about a lot of opinions of people come for you when you are expressing yourself in terms of your dance form and your costume. And what is it which you have to face when that happens?
So, I've had a lot of, even when we would learn Kathak and Bollywood, all these classes. So, if there is a step and everybody in the group is learning that step, I may have my own style of doing it, and you certainly will have your own style of doing it.
Correct, yeah.
If you remember that day, we were both doing the same step, and we
Yeah.
noticed that, everybody will do the step in a different
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
But yeah, there should be some unity
Of course,
when it's
I
a
felt
group performance.
your step was a more free step. And there was always, like, for example, this step I thought was all about the chest.
Yeah,
But you said
isolated
no, it's
movement.
about the
It's
shoulders.
about the shoulders, yeah.
It's always misunderstood.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
about the
It is,
shoulders. This
yeah.
step is about the shoulders. Yeah.
So terminology is something I feel people can blow it out of proportion. So if you're doing an isolated movement and you're saying, why are you attracting all this attention towards the nape of your neck? Why are you attracting the attention
But I think that's
towards
just an
your
expression.
chest?
That's
right?
just an expression.
But if
You
that
just
makes
happen
sense,
to have a nape of neck and a chest.
I happen to have one better than yours, and
Yeah.
that clearly makes you jealous.
Yeah.
No, jokes apart, I feel people always want to find something wrong, whether it's the costume, whether it's the body language, and they want to bring you down. And it really breaks my heart because I would love if women can uplift each other. I would love if you can appreciate the effort I've put in, all the hours of rehearsal.
It's not easy.
Not at all.
I mean, if they can perform in even for 2 minutes in a song, I mean, and come up with steps, I can give them a trophy
And
for it.
dance is a one-take show,
Yeah,
buddy. You
yeah.
don't get the retakes. No one's going to pause the music
I've
for
seen
you.
some of your most beautiful performances, and they're so well choreographed, But you were right when you say that it's very sad when the same person or a friend, and it's mostly women who
Mostly, absolutely.
when they put down another woman, and
Yeah.
then on the face of it you said a lot of them will come and compliment you.
Compliment you, and later I'll hear from people ki, she had a lot to say about your outfit, she had a lot to say about your bold pink lipstick, and I'm like, honey, she was wearing the same shade, stop.
Yeah,
like
it's-
I don't see where that goes, because I don't see why you feel the need to comment. And I say this not about dance but about anything and everything.
I think,
if you
should I
have
tell
something
you?
nice to say
It's
it.
true. Whether
Otherwise,
it
don't.
is any generation, and it's quite surprising that you won't find many men comment about each other in terms of
Bring
look at
each
his
other
tight
down.
jeans,
Yeah.
or look his butt is popping out,
Yeah.
or look he's opened 3 buttons. So why do we women participate in that objectifying of women
Each other.
itself?
Yeah.
Because what comes around goes around.
Yeah.
And if you are going to bitch and gossip and put somebody down, believe me, you are going to be in a position where someone will put you down.
Yeah.
Because you are a woman too.
Yeah.
And rather than supporting each other, criticizing each other, yes, you don't have to have the same style of expression as, like, someone will dance, someone will paint. But don't criticize the way that person is doing their job. Often at times, because of our conditioning in this society, we have a tendency also to participate in something like that.
In such conversations. Yeah.
But now I consciously make an effort that I stay away. And even if my mind sometimes automatically wants to criticize someone, I tell myself, no, that's their expression.
It's not our space to speak, I feel.
It's not. And we are nobody to judge the
Yeah.
other person. We don't know their journey. Why are we commenting on, her steps, what she's wearing, how she's dressing up? But I'm really surprised that even now in today's day and age, where there's so much exposure, you're appreciating a Kim Kardashian's lifestyle, or you're oogling at Kareena Kapoor, and you're so awed by her. But when you have a real life person who's so informed, you put that person down.
Yeah.
So sadly, you're right. I think it's a lot of jealousy and envy.
Yeah.
A lot of people who don't have that courage to express themselves in the manner where you are doing, then criticize.
Yeah.
Rather, I would tell young girls, ladies, all to just step out of their comfort zone, try out new stuff. For example, I mean, if I try a new class, I always have, my friends, sometimes my very close friends, passing an odd comment as like, what's wrong with you? Why would you like to do another class? Why are you learning something else?
It's not the age now. It's not the time in your life now.
I mean,
all these things.
are you mad? Why would you want to get into horse riding? You want to break your bones? Why think of the most negative things?
Let's focus on the art itself.
You know, like, why not? Why are you putting limitations on yourself? And just because, you know, rather, I would say people should look at a person and then learn from that person. And maybe, you know, you want to learn from a Bollywood dancer and perform on your wedding.
Absolutely.
But from
Yeah.
if that person is a professional, respect that professional.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So tell me one more thing, Megha. You had spoken a lot about your weight journey, and there was a time you were much more. Now you're healthy, wholesome,
Yeah.
and you know, there was a time which you got carried away and you were really skinny. You said.
So I've been through the body shaming by all the societal norms. I have been through looking at myself in the mirror and saying, I don't have a bikini body. Now, what is a bikini body? It is a term created by society that you must be having the flat stomach and you must be a specific size. If you even go to a random walk-in boutique, you know, on the beachside in Goa, you're not even gonna get a size probably more than S to M. Which goes to show that we just assume that everybody is that size. So I've put myself through crash dieting. I've put myself through rigorous training and been there, done that. And today I know that yes, working out is very important. Dance has its own importance. For me, weight training has its own importance. But I need to be strong from the mind and the body to be able to dance the way I want to have that energy. And the journey which you remember me from many years ago,
Very skinny
I
you were.
remember very
Yeah.
skinny. I had become weak. I was hospitalized.
But you didn't
for
have
15
confidence
days.
at that time.
I didn't, because that really wasn't my body, and I was trying to become something that I'm not in my heart, soul, and definitely not in the body either. Put myself through all that, and I was hospitalized. I couldn't dance. What I love doing the most, I couldn't do for the most part of 3 months. So
For a flat stomach.
For a flat stomach.
And now you're very confident in your skin, and
Yeah, absolutely.
it's very
absolutely.
normal for you, and you eat everything you want. And it's a good example you're setting for people.
Yes.
You know, skinny is not really in
Skinny is
fashion.
not the goal.
Right.
Yeah. You set your own goals. You should be healthy. You know, BMI, everything
So how
matters.
has a dance form helped you in this, you know, overcome all your challenges, whether it is relationships? I mean, okay, coming to relationships, what's your opinion on love?
I love love. I love being in love. I'm a very filmy girl. So I still have my eyes closed and I'm waiting for Raj, you know. So that's how it goes for me. And I think when I'm dancing to a love song, whether it's, you know, a 90s song, or even आजकल गलती से आ जाते हैं कभी-कभी अच्छे गाने, you know, I still listen. I think 90% of my playlist is your SRK playlist and your Madhuris and
So you're a
Aishwarya,
Bollywood
Dola Re
girl
Dola.
who thinks life is a Bollywood story. So what's your opinion?
Parts of life should feel like a Bollywood
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Now, when it comes to love, you know, there are some unrealistic expectations as well through movies, I will say. But there are the little things, the little efforts, which I appreciate, you know, certain scenes, you know, which you can connect to and say, you know, I want this feeling.
So
And
you do believe in soulmates and
I
love.
do. And I want love to feel like how I do when I'm dancing. If it can give me the same feeling in my soul, then I know I'm in love.
Do you feel dancing has helped you evolve as a person?
Absolutely.
How?
Absolutely. When I do a more challenging routine, I used to shy away and I used to say, sort of like a मेरे बस की नहीं है, मुझसे नहीं होगा, and चलो बाद में देखेंगे. But I said, you know what? This is the time, Megha. You told yourself, you know, face it. Don't run away from this choreography. Don't run away from this dance form. I remember I used to never explore hip hop because I used to feel, you know, it's very out there and oh, chalo, let's stay to Kathak and let's stay to the Bollywood jazz and, you know, let's not. But then I'm not evolving. I'm not growing as a person. I'm not challenging myself psychologically. I'm not putting in the extra hours of discipline, you know. So it has been an important. It's my anchor. It's truly my anchor.
It's your anchor.
It's my anchor.
And I remember you mentioning that there was a time when you used to be so emotionally fragile that, you know, little disappointments in love, relationships.
It's the little things that get
you know,
to me.
these disappointments used to make such a big difference that you even gave up your dance practice at some point of time.
I took a break that I regret from the training. I took a break and I said, you know, I'll on my own be sticking to my rehearsals and stuff. Unfortunately, the priority that it had was always there in my heart, but I got so sidetracked.
You know, all of us as women have done this at some point.
Have prioritized our relationship so much.
We have a tendency to put our partners
Above.
on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And that's the point which is the turning point in all our lives, where when we do that, we fail.
We fail and we don't
We
realize
fail
it.
ourselves.
I didn't know that's what I was doing.
Right.
Until 8 months down the line, I look back and I said, how much have I grown
I
as a
think
dancer?
even I've been through that journey where where I was so obsessed with the other person in my life, where I put that person on a pedestal, that anything which they did wrong made a lot of difference to me in my life. And that's where I think an art form kicks in to help you. Because when you have totally disciplined yourself and when you have concentrated and grown, then all that doesn't make that much of difference. You become a stronger human being.
You do.
Because these things come and go.
These are journeys of life.
Yeah,
And
you can't let it bother you beyond the point.
I believe we all have to dance our way through it. And that doesn't always mean...
See, that's a nice way to put it.
That doesn't always mean put a show for everybody out there. But like you said, dance is even what you do in the bathroom. Dance is even what you do when you're doing your hair and makeup. So as long as it brings you alive.
No, I feel like, and this is a message I want to give out to everybody, and whether, girls, ladies, women and all that, that don't let somebody else bother you. Don't let someone else's behavior affect your life. Be so self-involved.
Yeah.
Make sure you've invested so much on yourself, in your discipline, doing things which you really like to do, right? And be very committed first to your own self.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that I think is going to really help you going forward in life, whether it's your long-term relationships or whether it is any relationships.
Any relationship, familial, anything.
Like you said it helped you become more resilient.
Absolutely.
Because you said, I'm not going to stick to one kind of thing. You were not
I wanted to branch out and I wanted to
your
explore
comfort zone.
further. And I have to do that if I need to know that, yes, I'm growing as a dancer, then I'm growing as a professional.
As a person.
As a person, yeah.
Yeah. So dance is a form which can help you grow as a person.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It forces you to learn a very different form of discipline.
Right. So it's not all fun and games.
It's not.
And jhatkas and matkas, right?
It's not.
Obviously.
There are a million behind the scenes that have had me in tears and have had me pulling my hair out and saying, I need a
So next time before someone criticizes someone's mistakes, step into their
I would say
shoes.
just get on the floor and then let's talk.
And then let's talk.
And then let's talk.
So tell me something, Megha, what is the best advice someone would have given you?
Don't try to... So I'll give a little story. I used to love watching Aishwarya, Madhuri, Sushmita. I still watch them. And we always have this obsession with trying to replicate the exact expression. And I always felt, obviously, mera chehra alag hai, the features are different. So yeah, it's going to look a little different. But the best thing I've heard, and this is by Anamika, who was a Bollywood choreographer as well. So she said, Megha, look at yourself and find your expression. So I want to encourage everybody to find their voice, find their expression, find their groove, and apply that really to your day-to-day life. Because otherwise there's no point. Because when you need to speak up, when you need to respectfully stand up for yourself, you need to have the courage.
And to do that, you need to really get to know yourself.
Know yourself. Get in touch with yourself.
Get in touch with yourself. Absolutely. Because, you can't go through a half-assed life journey.
You should not.
Copying someone. And that's never going to give you that real satisfaction. So that's wonderful advice.
Taking inspiration is very important as well.
But at the same time, realizing who you are along the way so that you can stand up for yourself.
Yes.
Right?
And the feeling... So when I got an emotionally rewarding feeling is when I knew I've touched lives through dance. When I teach somebody and I have students coming back and calling me and saying, Megha, I did it and the routine felt great. Megha, I danced at the party and guess what? Everyone came up to me and said, wow, look at how confident you are.
No, I'm telling you something. After I danced and, I hope to continue the same art form with you. Because I think it's a great expression.
Absolutely.
Even though I'm an alpha personality in real life.
Absolutely.
I felt in dance form I was just constricted.
Maybe a little subdued. Yeah.
I was so constricted and subdued because of many shackles I would have put on my own self.
Yes.
Ye kaise lagega, wo kaise lagega.
I remember there was a point, one of my students, she just put her hands like this and she said, cut. And I said, kya hua? We're working on a routine. Is something wrong? Are you feeling okay? Do you need some water? She said, ye bahut cheap step hai. And I said, you're just opening up your arms. When Shah Rukh Khan does it, we love it. What's wrong? So again, coming back to working on actually our own confidence. And when is the confidence tested? In situations where you're not maybe who you think you should be.
When you're not defining and limiting yourself to a box.
To a box, stepping out of that.
And I just feel like at any stage of your life, let people objectify you. Let people
That
define
will continue.
you.
That will
because
never stop.
That has nothing to do with who you really are. You should know what your true essence is. And you shouldn't put yourself in these boxes.
Not at all.
Anybody who holds themselves back, whether यार ये मेरे से नहीं होगा, नहीं डांसिंग मेरे से नहीं होगी, नहीं झटके मेरे से नहीं होंगे, नहीं मैं योगा नहीं कर पाऊंगी, नहीं I'm not like you, I hear this, I can't touch my toes, I can't hang from rasis when I do my aerial yoga, I'm not going to jump on horses, you know, hoga, why are you putting these shackles on yourself? You know, I'll tell you something, when I lived in London, and when I used to go for yoga classes, I'll tell you, these foreigners did yoga far better than our Indians. Whether the person was fat, whether the person was thin, whether the person was old,
because
whether the person was young. They did not, they were not held back with fear.
Yeah. We hold ourselves back.
I mean, from childhood, don't tumble, don't do this. So when even a headstand is an issue, you know, for us to get over and to overcome this. Similar way, when I do yoga, and that's my advice to everybody, when I do an art form, I don't compare myself to anybody. Like you said, be yourself, be you, know your limitations, improve daily, right? Become better than, like, so when I performed with you the other day, and when we do the next class, I'm not going to compare myself to
Juhi Chawla. You're going to compare yourself to yourself.
And when I look at the video, I like it, and I don't like it. I don't look at it from that point of view, like. And I noticed, and I was finding it quite nice when I saw you were moving your bum separately, your shoulder separately, your face and your head separately, and everything was coordinated, and it was wonderful. And I was a little bit tomboyish, you know, I had a little bit more other kind of swag, and I said, mine is my swag, that is her swag.
Because you open up here to be able to open up here.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I tell everybody. I said, अगर आपने सोच लिया है, मेरे से नहीं होगा,
and
तो आपसे नहीं होगा.
नहीं, and I don't aim, see, in that dance form, now I don't aim to be exactly same, that I have to copy
and you must
two, like that. I will do my version of it.
Everybody will do the same routine in their own style.
Yeah, in your own style.
But be in touch with your style.
Yeah.
Be in touch with what makes you feel confident. And if that's when you feel most confident, usko bas pakad ke
You know, whenever I do something new and I learn something new, I have a teacher telling me that, you know, you don't need to worry if that person is being able to do this. And I have to tell them, don't worry. I'm not worrying. Myself.
I'm already focusing on myself.
Progress.
Absolutely.
I'm happy because, see, I know when I do something, I do it with a lot of passion and I do it for my soul. So this is the advice I'd also like to give out to people, that whatever you do it
for
yourself. Take it personally.
Yeah.
Take it personally. Yeah. Don't do things just for the sake of it, for ticking a box.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I enjoyed, and you know, I enjoyed and I learned doing with you. So Megha, what are your future plans with dance?
So I would love to continue touching lives as I have. I want dance to truly be referred to as much of a meditation for all my students and all the groups that come to me, every couple that comes to me. I remember I had a couple and I helped them reconnect. They were definitely, in their body language, I could sense a lot. And, you know, the wife opened up to me and she said, you know, I've been going through a hard time and, you know, my son has left for college and, you know, we're not able to dance this way, that way. She showed me a video and she said, we've done this salsa performance. Can you believe this is us? I said, I absolutely can. But how are you these days? How is everything? And she's upset. And I said, you know what? Come for some solo lessons with me. And we did
so dance as a form of healing.
As a form of healing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we did some sessions. It took just 3 sessions. And when she started dancing with her partner again, he was like, hey, you're in a good mood today.
But tell me something, did you use dance as a form of healing for yourself?
Absolutely. I have gone through a lot of challenges personally, health-wise. You know, like I said, I've been hospitalized. And coming back to, because it brings me home. It really does. And if dance truly is your passion, then I can really help you.
And you would like to share it with everybody else.
I want everybody to feel what I feel when I'm dancing.
Right.
Absolutely.
So tell me something, what is the worst advice you would have been given?
शादी के बाद ये कैसे करोगी? नाचती रहोगी? You'll keep teaching dance?
Oh God.
And it's in one ear and out the other.
You don't.
But again, if you find a partner that supports you, then you're very lucky. Because there are still a lot of people out there that tell you, how can you be a dancer once you're married? Your priorities. How are you going to look after your child?
Yeah, that's really sad because I feel dance is a beautiful art form.
Yeah.
And why give it names like Bollywood dance or this dance? Dance is just movement of the body.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you do Kuchipudi or Bharatnatyam
Yeah.
doesn't give that a better darja than a free flowing dance,
Not at all.
which you have formed, which is a fusion of all the other dance forms you've learned.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Does it have to be? I mean, don't people come up with contemporary versions of what they've learned?
Yes. Yes.
You know, so
We have
this is,
remakes of all the old
yeah,
classics.
right.
Yes.
And everybody enjoys dancing. Everybody enjoys watching dancing. So I want a wider acceptance. Dance as a career is a beautiful option.
Beautiful. And they're doing
Yeah.
so well.
Yeah.
But till they get there, people need to support each other.
Yes. Whether
Through
it
the
is,
journey
see, whether
is
it
where
is a family, whether it's your parents, whether it is your spouse, whether it's your friends, whether it is women in society who are, out there, support each other, be parts of groups, join dance classes. It's an amazing form. Rather than criticizing someone who's doing something constructive and different.
try it out.
No, it's not like just for the wedding you want to dance. Make dance and like a part of your life, like a day-to-day part of your life. Singing and dancing is a beautiful art form.
It's very meditative.
It's such a beautiful way of expressing yourself. I mean, so many times I put on music and I start dancing myself.
Automatically.
But I'll tell you something. Now that if I come to you for classes and I train myself, I'll enjoy it even more.
Even more, yeah.
Because I've trained myself in a certain way.
Yes,
Why not
yes.
learn art forms?
Yes,
I mean, I would love to learn how to express myself more. I already had felt very healed when I had done one session with you. And
that was actually only half an hour. That was not even
half
a full
an hour
session.
because we were late.
Yeah.
But there's so much more I can learn, and there's no age, there's nothing which should stop
The
you.
only barriers that truly constrain us are the ones we believe we need to follow.
Yeah. So this is the message I want to give everybody here today. And like I promised everybody, I have everyone who's at different stages of their life. And Megha, for example, is still 31?
29.
Oh, you're 29. So she's still out there.
That feels really good,
She's
actually, to be
really-
able to say that I've learned so much by now.
She's learnt a lot. But at a very young age, she's already decided what she wants to do. And she's enjoying the journey. And I hope all of us can learn something from this. I always learn something from everyone I meet. And I'm looking forward to learning a lot more from you, Megha. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.